Hello, everybody. Actually, I just realized, did you guys have lunch already? Already eat? Are you guys going to wait till after this for lunch? Make it quick. How many of you attended yesterday's eDiscovery session, just out of curiosity? All right, so I won't repeat any jokes, so you guys don't get the same material. So today what we want to cover is we still want to do the eDiscovery kind of general landscape. Where are we? What are the features that we've been working on? Where are we at with some of the things that you guys have been asking for? But we want to give it a special kind of focus or lean in on Teams and Yammer, which is why we put it on the title of the session. And we get that feedback a lot, right? You folks are saying things like Teams is awesome. It's deploying like crazy in my org. Everybody loves it, but there's a ton of stuff in there that I need to discover, so help me out. So we'll cover specifically how to do that, but I do want to give you kind of a catch-up of where we are all up. So this slide just kind of tells you eDiscovery, if you do it the way we've been doing it, it's expensive, right? That first number is just software. It's not including anything else. It's just saying if just the amount that gets paid for eDiscovery software is $3 billion. If you include all of the other things that go around eDiscovery, that number goes up to $10 billion. And then if you take that $10 billion number and you look at it closely, 75% of that number is in review. And I asked this question yesterday, I'm curious in this room, who has an idea of why review is the big chunk of that expense? It's an idea, yeah. Okay. You hit it right on the head, right? You think about the people that are doing the review, they're expensive. So usually what happens, and the reason this happens is when we kind of look at how you folks are managing eDiscovery, what the popular way of doing eDiscovery, especially in the cloud, is you'll say things like, okay, got a discovery request, I got to go look for content. So let me look in Exchange, let me look in SharePoint, let me look in Teams, and then when you find something you like, or you find the custodian you were looking for, you're starting to download entire mailboxes, entire OneDrive sites, entire SharePoint sites, right? And then you call us and say, man, your exports are bad. I'm trying to get all of this content out really, really fast. It's really, really slow. Can you help me out? So after you export that, then the funnel represents a few tools that you'd have to use to start doing the culling, right? Because you're not going to turn over an entire mailbox as part of discovery. So you start using these tools to start culling that content down as much as you possibly can. And then you end up with the final set. This is the last piece that you're going to either put into Relativity or export as a production, but you've done your cull. So some pains here and some opportunity. So our point of view is, in order for us to help you with this process, and there are a lot of opportunities here, but there are two really big ones, or three really big ones. The first one is, you shouldn't have to export so much content and then use another tool to reduce that content if that's the point, right? Our point of view is if we design this in a way that you could look at this content in place, you can cull this content in place, then the amount that actually you're exporting significantly reduces, right? So those calls that you make to us saying, hey, your exports are really bad, this is going to help with that significantly, right? Because we're not talking about terabytes and terabytes or petabytes of data, we're talking about significantly less data. We have a pretty intimate room, so feel free to ask questions, although we're trying to put some QA time in the end, but I'd love to interact with you folks. If you have any questions throughout the process, just let me know. All right, so we put significant investments in what we're calling advanced eDiscovery. So most of our customers are still on what we call core eDiscovery. And core eDiscovery, just to catch up, is mostly about you can hold your data, you can search for data, and then you can export your data. That's kind of the design of core eDiscovery. And so what we did is we built a whole new stack from the ground up. And we were really kind of looking for where are the opportunities, where are things that we could really make more efficient, how can we make things go much faster? And so we built a new stack, and this new stack we're calling Advanced eDiscovery. And so these are the big rocks that we put into that tool. First, it's Custodian Management, which really kind of is meant to simplify the process. Like right now, if you guys are using core eDiscovery, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I have to go hunt down mailbox addresses and OneDrive URLs and SharePoint URLs. That sounds easy when I'm saying it, but a lot of you guys probably know this is done by either running scripts, right, to find out what are these addresses. You have to collect these scripts, and then you give us the export of these scripts so that we know what to hold. So our point of view now is you shouldn't have to do that. Now you tell us who, right? You just say, this is the person's name. We'll go in the background. We'll go map that content for you, right? So we'll say, hey, there's a OneDrive site. There's a Mailbox site. There's even a Teams site. There's a Yammer site. So now we could tell you, these are all the sources that are in play. Pick what you want, and then you could tell us to hold it at the end. So it should be significantly faster for you to just kind of get started on that case. And then what we did is, we found there was an opportunity for something that I think we codenamed it deep indexing, but we still have it as deep crawling. And what that is raise your hand if you know what unindexed or partially indexed items are. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Okay, so real quick, what that is when you run a search in the Office system, we're using a search and an index that's tuned for performance, for speed, right? So let's say that you drop a bunch of content in your mailbox or drop a bunch of content in a SharePoint site. This index is going out there, and as fast as it can, it's trying to index all this content, so pretty soon after you put it in there, you could search for it. But because it's tuned for speed, we give it rules on how to skip things that might take too long, right? So now if you put a file in there that has too many attachments, or if it's a really big file, or if it's a file it doesn't quite know if it's what it is, it starts skipping this stuff so that it can keep going and go fast and go fast and go fast. So what ends up happening is there are some things in there that are called partially indexed or unindexed items. And in the core eDiscovery flow, when you say, okay, give me my stuff, I'm ready to export, we'll always ask you, okay, here's the stuff that we found, but there's this other stuff that we don't know what's in there, so do you want this as well? And if you could imagine, if one of the rules is skip stuff that's too big, sometimes that could be a big chunk of data, right? So what we did with the new stack is we said, okay, let's go look for that content. Before you even search, let's go look for that content. So if you say, hey, Jane is gonna be a custodian for me, we'll go straight after Jane's content, and we'll look for any partially indexed or non-indexed content, and we'll do it. We'll index all that content. And so now when you're going to search and say, okay, I need anything that says the word foo, you're actually hitting two indices. You're hitting the primary, which is the fast one, and you're hitting the secondary, which we built to make sure that you've got full coverage. So that's a new feature that we put on this advanced eDiscovery stack. And the really nice thing is, even if it survives those two things, let's say that you still have a file that's password protected, right? There's some stuff in there that no matter what I throw at it, there's not gonna be able to index it. We'll collect that content anyway, and then we'll run it through our processing. And this is the collection, which is the next point. We'll run it through our processing, which we automated for you, so you don't have to worry about pushing levers or buttons. So you say, okay, give me my content, we collect it, process it, put it into what we call a review set. Anything that survived all three of those pipelines, the primary index, the secondary index, and the processing, then we put together a list for you, and we call this like an error or exception handling, right? So now you have a nice list that says, you still have content that kind of survived this process, that's probably password protected, and then there's a really nice flow for you to say, okay, if I really think this is important, I could download it, maybe I use passware or something to crack the content, and then I could put it right back in the case, and then we'll process it again, and we'll index it. And then what we did is, since we have this content in a review set, we wanted to give you a nice way for you to look at this content before you export. And so we built some review tools. And I'm not sure if you remember, but a while ago, we made an acquisition of a company, Equivio. They are a kind of a gold standard when it comes to things like near dupe detection and email threading and concept clustering. So what we did with this new review app is we put all of that analysis into the review app itself. So that our point of view was, if you're gonna look at this content now because you're making culling decisions, we should make it so that you don't have to promote the content for analytics or run something that's hard to understand. It's now kind of built in. Now when you look at the content, we'll tell you, hey, there's this other stuff that's also related, and I'll show you in a demo. And then we built some other really cool tools, like if you want to redact some content on the fly, we've got some nice viewers, you can redact the content right where it is. Yeah. All right, I need to be careful. So there is a way for you to collect the content, keep it in a review set. You can copy from review set to other review sets. So if you don't have to keep going through the whole process of going back to the well, collecting the content and using it again, you could just kind of copy review sets and you can use them for multiple uses, right? So our point of view was there might be a future feature. We're working on a way for you to collaborate in that space as well, right? So now think of, you might have experts, you might have lawyers, you might have other people that should look at the content with you. And so we thought you were probably not going to want them to see all the stuff that you see, so you should be able to create other working sets or review sets so that they can come in and collaborate. So that's one. And then, sorry, I think I missed the second part of your question, or did I answer that?
Kind of. So I guess my issue is that I'm running different searches, but I'm seeing the same unindexable files over and over that I still have to go back and review and see that they're duplicated in different searches. I still have to collect on it.
On the unindexed content? So now when you say, have you tried Advanced eDiscovery yet? Oh, okay, so it should, maybe we'll sync up after. The way it should work is once you say this person is a custodian, we trigger that job, and that stuff is just there now. So every time you search, there should not be that stuff anymore, but maybe there's something off that we could sync up on. Yeah? That mostly is up to you folks. Like there are retention policies that you can apply to that content so that you can decide how long to hold on to some of that content. Yes. So that's another thing that's kind of interesting, and I'm glad we're diving into that a bit, is when we were talking about mapping content to a user, Teams was a tricky one, right? Because you've got content that goes to the person's mailbox, and this is now like N-way chat, right? And then there's stuff that goes to a group mailbox, there's stuff that was going to SharePoint. And so in the core eDiscovery, it's kind of on you to know where to go look for those different components to make sure you can manage them. On this new version, we map that stuff for you, and I'll show you how that works. But yeah, wherever the source is, you could put a retention policy on that content. So some great momentum. We're really happy when we first released, and so we released this whole stack in May. The features that we're going to talk about are brand new. But when we released back in May, and we put it right before May, we went to preview, there were 1,000 of you that came in and said, hey, we like this, let's talk about how it's going, let's give you some feedback, which was really good engagement for us. I mean, 1,000 of customers giving us feedback was phenomenal. And then when we released, just in that first month, we saw 2,500 of you jump on and start using it. Some of it was tests, some of it looked like production too. And so now when we look at our stats all up, and now I'm actually using both, right? So I'm counting both the core eDiscovery and advanced eDiscovery. There's over 140,000 of you customers that are using this content, so it's been phenomenal. You folks have been great to get some feedback on. You guys are very vocal about what works and what doesn't work. So that's been helping us tremendously. Thank you so much. So if we had to break the feedback down into categories, this is kind of what we were hearing. This is after the release. What we were hearing was, Teams and Yammer, it's a big deal. I've got a lot of use, and I need to get access to it, especially Yammer. There was a lot of historical use in Yammer that people kept saying, I really need to get into that. I need to discover that content. So that was big piece. The other one was just make this thing go faster. I need to go much faster. And then visibility. It's a service, right? So a lot of it turns into a bit of a black box, but I want to see what's going on in the background. So we took these three pieces and we built some features for you guys. The first one is, like we said, we've got some Teams review and Teams collection features that I think are really great. And then on the performance, we redesigned export completely. So now, in the past, export was, once you collect the content, you say, okay, give it to me. There's like an export utility that you use that's associated to IE, and then you use it to start transferring the data down. So what we did instead is, when you say, okay, I'm ready to collect the content, we're actually using our sister team in Azure to hold that content for us. And so when you say, okay, I'm ready to export, what we're doing is we're just going from blob to blob. We're saying, okay, we're going to export this content, but instead of giving you directly, we're going to put it in this blob, and if you own one, we'll put it in yours, and if you don't, we'll provision one for you. And then you could use the Azure tools to bring that content down if you want. And Azure is phenomenal at building these data transfer tools. The rates are really nice. So I'd invite you, if you haven't already tested Advanced eDiscovery Export, give it a shot. The other reason we designed it that way is it's also kind of makes it future-proof for us, right? Because if we put this into a blob, we're talking to partners about maybe using that as a source, right? So maybe you don't have to download that content at all. Maybe all they do is spin up an instance of, let's say, Relativity, connect to that as a source, and then you could just kind of keep going. So we're trying to make this as efficient as possible throughout the entire workflow. All right, so any questions? Otherwise, we're going to jump into a demo and we can see the stuff. Yeah?
With that blob searching, there's probably no plan to ever add a regular export option like you used to have, or in basic eDiscovery, right?
Are you saying that's...
Is Azure the only way to do the exporting process in advanced eDiscovery?
That's the way it's designed.
There used to be a regular export option, just like basic eDiscovery, and that was taken out. So
we have a feature that we call download, and that doesn't use transfer to blob and then down. It just kind of takes you straight from the review set down. Now, we're being careful with that because the use case that we were looking for is where we're hearing people say things like, I need to run to a deposition. I don't need a formal production. I just need these files so I can take them to a meeting with me. So it's nice and snappy. It uses the browser's download option.
And then the other question I had revolves around when you're in advanced eDiscovery and you want to put the litigation hold on a person and you want their team's data along with that. Our technical account manager is telling us, well, what is a Teams? You have to put the whole team on legal hold. And then you're going to get these legal discovery cases where every single team site's on a legal hold, but I just care about the custodian's data in that team.
Yeah, that's another really good question. So one way of doing it today is there's what we call a query-based hold. You could put a query-based hold on any source. Then you could tell it, here's the query, apply the hold on this location. We look for matches to that query, and we'll only hold that. So if there's a way that you can parse out using a query what you want to hold within that site, that's one way. But that said, what we do have on our roadmap that we're kind of excited about is targeted collections, right? Everybody wants a targeted collection. They want to be very specific about, I don't actually need all of the mailbox or all of the SharePoint site. I just need this folder so we're thinking about that. We're working on that. It's a little tricky, but we've got some really cool ideas. I think you guys, so stay tuned. I think we've got some cool things we can share with you later. All right, so I'm going to set up a story, and then we'll jump into the demo so that we can see some of the new features. So the story is pretty common, right? It's company A. It's working on some really cool stuff, filed patents. They're ready to release. Company B releases basically the exact same product. So now company A is out, and they're really upset. They want to sue each other. And part of the lawsuit means you start exchanging information. Company A thinks company B stole their stuff, so let's go to court. Let's see if we can find what the truth is. Now, during that process, and just because we don't have a ton of time to do an actual investigation, we find out that an employee of company A is now at company B. And this person actually was the lead designer and is also now the lead designer at the other company. Now, that's not enough. You can't just say, hey, because they went over there, that's why. So you kind of need to find some proof, right? So this is kind of what we want to do, is we want to see what we can find. All right, so let me back up. So I'm in Security and Compliance Center, and I think we talked about, since there are two different stacks, the way we lay this out is if you see on the left nav here, there's eDiscovery, and then we have two sub-items. The eDiscovery, oh, not here. Thank you. There you go. So the first sub-item, this is the core. And again, we're not making any changes to that. That stays the way it is. We think that that's probably an easier way for you to test the new stuff without changing or doing anything to the old. So if you click on Advanced eDiscovery, this is where you see this list. A couple things before we jump in. Other big piece of feedback, and I think we had it in that pillar, was the visibility, right? So I think like the number one requested report is, I have a ton of sources. I want to know what's on hold. And I don't want to see it by case, because that will take me too long to figure out what's going on. I want a full-blown tenant report on where are all my sources, are they on hold, why are they on hold, what case are they associated with. So we built them, right? Now you have a nice clean report that shows these are all the things that you have on hold. These are the cases that they're related to. This is the status of those holds. And we'll talk about a couple other features in a minute, but same thing for custodians. Show me all of my custodians across all of my cases and what cases they're associated with. Have I communicated with them, sent them a hold notice? Have they responded? And if you only care about communications or your hold notices, there's another report as well. So this is feedback that you guys are giving us, which has been fantastic. You guys are saying, look, this is great, but I need to be able to run this at the tenant level, so give me some reporting at that level as well. All right, so now we're going to jump into a case. And this is one that we pre-created. First page that we land on is a home page, and this has got some nice, interesting stats. If you guys have ideas on other reports you'd like to see on this page, send them over. But right now, it's number of custodians that you have, whether you're using the hold notices to communicate with them, how many have acknowledged back. The other thing that we did, which is kind of neat, is now any long-running request, if you say, I want to export, or I want to tag these 100,000 files, or anything that might take longer than a second, we turn it into a job. And then what we do is we list that job in a specific tab so that you can see all of the jobs that are running, what the progress is, what the status is. It also makes it super simple for us to support, because if something goes wrong and you call us, there's some very unique GUIDs that you can tell us, and then we'll be able to troubleshoot that specific job. All right, so we'll jump into custodians. So this is where we're going to tell the system, these are the people that I care about. These are the people, and in this case, we should probably start with the engineering team of that project Obsidian that we're in a battle with or in a case with. And so if I say, okay, add custodians, and I want to come in here and say the named person is Nestor. A nice trick, this was also feedback from some of the early adopters. We were using Azure Active Directory to validate this name before, which was nice. But feedback from you folks was, what about inactive mailboxes? You know, if somebody leaves the company, we're pretty quick to turn off Active Directory. We don't want them on Active Directory, but their content is still important, so we hold on to it. We turn that mailbox as inactive, so it's still sitting around. If I get a lawsuit and that person's gone, how do I go look for that stuff? I don't have an Active Directory entry for them anymore. So we pivoted, and now we are validated against Exchange. Exchange will tell you, yeah, we still have a mailbox. It might be inactive, but at least we have it, and you can get access to it. So we identify the person, we hit next, and then we'll go out and see, okay, well, what content do we have that's unique to this user? So this is kind of a one-to-one relationship. They have an Exchange mailbox, they have a OneDrive account. If either of those things are not true, we'll uncheck it and gray it out just to kind of give you an indication this is not something that they own, instead of you kind of pretending or hoping that it's there. And then the next piece is, what shared content do you want to associate to this user? So we want to give you two different paths. The idea is you're going to have non-custodial sources that you should be able to manage, right? You don't want to associate this to a user. But then sometimes you do want to associate shared content to that user. So this is that route. You say, okay, I want to add, and then we give you a list. What is it that you're looking for? Is it Exchange content? Is it SharePoint content? Teams, Yammer? And so let's say Teams, and I want to choose a team. And so then we'll go out and say, all right, pull up the list of all of the teams that this user is a member of. And so that we hunt that down for you. We've got a ton of ideas on how to make this better in the future. We have ideas of like even giving you scope. So if you say, all right, well, membership's not strong enough, I only want the sites where they are editing content or viewing content or publishing content. So we're exploring those ideas as well, because we think that's a great idea for you guys to be able to scope that way. I know I'm a member of probably like 150 sites, and I've only seen half, I think. Yeah?
Is that just multiply upon the active, or what about multiply because of these sites?
No, this is current membership. So this is current membership for now. But that's, and the other big one that you guys are asking for, this is a really hard one, is historical membership, right? So, which is kind of what you're asking is, in June of 2018, what membership? So we're thinking about, that one's kind of hard. All of this is with the E5 license, that's right. Not for the E3, that's right. You can, that's right. All of this is, and so think of this as us automating that process for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then we found the list, and we see, oh yeah, they're a member of Project Obsidian, so we definitely want that content. Then we hit choose, save, and it keeps track of us, and it's saying, okay, this is so far what you're asking me to hold on for this user or associate to this user. And I hit next. And then the last question it asks you is, do you want me to put this content on hold? Right, you identified some stuff, mailboxes, OneDrive sites, SharePoint sites. Do you want any of this on hold? And if you leave this box as checked, then we'll apply the hold to the locations you just described. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cancel out of that. Right, so then the next step is, depending on the type of case, and in this story, since it's litigation, we should send a hold notice to the users. Some of you folks are using other tools to be able to do that. So our point of view was, you're already giving us a lot of information, like who it is, we know their mailbox address, we know the case, we know the sources, there's a lot that you're telling us. So we thought it would make sense for us to build this feature right into the tool so that you can notify the users, and then we have some really cool features in it that make it kind of easy. So if I say, okay, let me edit this. And then I'm going to skip over to the define. So we give you a rich text editor to say, okay, these are the instructions, this is what the hold notice should look like. And then if you look on the top, you can drop these links and variables. Right, so you don't have to, it's like the old school mail merge, right? You don't have to say, dear Jane, you say, dear user, and then we go back and say, okay, since you picked these custodians, we'll drop in the name for you. You could also put the acknowledgement link in here, right? So you can tell us, these are, when the user clicks this, record it. I want to actually have a report that says that they acknowledged this hold notice, so you can drop that link in there. And if this is a user that is always in cases, think of maybe your C-suite, you can even give them a link to a portal. And this is a personal portal, so they go into Security and Compliance Center, but it's all cleaned out. They can't really do anything in there. But they see a list of cases. These are all the cases that you're a member of, and you can manage your hold notices in one location. And then we've got some other really neat features like reminders. If this person's not acknowledging, send them a bunch of reminders, and you can tell us how often to do that. Once those get exhausted, escalate, go to the manager and start sending them reminders. Right, so we've got some features to kind of communicate with the users to make sure that they understand that they're on hold and they have some instructions they have to follow. Right, so once you've done that, we're going to skip holds. We didn't really change this from the core eDiscovery experience. This is basically the same. If you have non-custodial sources, you want to apply a hold on them, you could do that still. I'll come back to processing in a second. And then searches. So this is now where you're going to go run a search. You're creating a search, and this search is hitting the live system. Right, so that's another thing that we talked about yesterday that was kind of interesting. Hold to Microsoft is a very different thing than other tools, right? So we don't journal, that's not what we do. Like a lot of tools out there that you guys are using, what they'll do is they'll start copying whatever content you want them to copy, and it's holding on to all of this data in case you might need it for litigation or for an investigation. Our point of view is that's really inefficient, and that can get really expensive, and there's a lot of risk associated with that model. So our point of view is you tell us, okay, this mailbox is on hold. What we do is we say, okay, we're going to watch this mailbox. If your user deletes something, we'll make it seem like it deleted, right? We'll do all the things that the user is expecting to do, but in the background, we're catching that file and we're keeping a copy. If a user edits something, we'll catch a copy and we'll hide it from the user so that the user gets no change in their experience. But if you notice that what that design gives you is we're only copying the stuff that either gets deleted or changed. So it's significantly more efficient for us to put content on hold as opposed to just grabbing copies of everything just in case you might need it. So you are running a search, and when you do this eDiscovery search, you're hitting both. You're hitting the live system, give me all of the stuff that's live, and then give me that hidden stuff that you have been catching because this content is on hold. You're kind of enveloping a search across the whole thing. And the experience is, we try to keep it really simple. If you come in here and name a search, the next step is it's asking you, well, how do you want me to scope this search? And this is also another nice shortcut. You come in here and you tell us by custodian, right? You already did the work of saying, this is the mailbox I care about, this is the OneDrive I care about, this is the team site that I care about. So when you run a search, you shouldn't have to redefine the whole thing again. So you just say, yeah, I'm searching for Lydia's stuff. And then it knows, okay, these are the addresses, these are the things that are in scope. If you want to keep adding custodians, we'll just expand that scope for you, but it's easy for you to just say, these are the people that I want to search. Or if you say, well, I don't want to scope it by user, maybe I want to do a tenant-wide search. Like I know that I've got the ability to scope this thing, but I want to go the entire tenant. You can do that. If you say select all on all of these things, that's basically telling us, run this search against everything that you've got. And then at the end here, you're saying, give us the search criteria. And the design that we're using is using these condition cards. So if I click add condition, you notice these are the metadata fields that you can build your search with, right? So you can tell us things like, this is the date that's in play. These are the file types that are in play. This is the subject that's in play. So you're starting to kind of carve out a nice cast wide net, right? You're trying to say, this is kind of what I'm looking for. And then once you define that, cancel out. when you run it and you pull it up on this flyout, then we start showing you some interesting stats. So we'll show you, all right, when we ran the search, these are the number of items that we found. These are here on the bottom. We give you kind of a guess now. The reason we call it an estimate is these are top-level items, right? So if you have an email in your Exchange and it's got a bunch of attachments, we don't want to take too long to calculate all of that information quite yet. So we'll just tell you top-level items, this is kind of what we've got, and this is a good guess on how much to expect. But if you want to get more information, we've got some statistics reports that you can run. So this is now giving you a breakdown of all of your search results amassed to this number of items in these locations. And we even give you breakdowns. So you could say, some people have some really complicated queries that are like paragraphs or pages long. We'll break those queries out into different pieces, and then we'll tell you each piece of your query came back with this number of hits. And I mean, you guys probably know better than I do. That can be really valuable when you guys are negotiating terms with the other side. If they're asking for things that are really vague, like if somebody came to Microsoft and said, hey, give me everything that has the word office in it, that would be way too much content. So being able to come back and say, look at the statistic. I mean, you're basically asking for 300 million records. That's not going to work. And so we give you this for you to be able to iterate on those searches to see what's coming back. I want to make sure that we don't run out of time, but we also give you a preview experience. This is kind of a sampling of that content. And then we'll let you even statistically sample the content. But once you're done, what we're looking for is we want you to be able to add the content to a review set. We're going to jump in here. And now this is the collection of all of that content that hit your search. And what we do is we do make a copy this time. We do take a snapshot. And that's important because we want you to not have data that's changing on you in the live system as lawyers or whoever's trying to make a decision on what to do with these documents. So we'll take a snapshot. You saw the process to get it in, so you can always go back to the well and keep adding to this review set, and we'll dedupe on the way in. So if you say, I don't want to have to change my search, I just want to refresh my data, run the same search, add it to the review set, we'll compare them and only bring in the delta, so you don't keep adding duplicate documents in here. Then you have this experience to be able to analyze this content, and I'm going to just pull up a couple files to show you what this looks like. So I ran a search, and now when I click on content, and here's Teams, this was a massive project for us, and I'm so happy with the way it came out. That the idea here is you've got persistent chat, which is really hard to discover. Like, this has been a problem for a long time with things like cell phone data. Now what we did is we say, we'll go into Teams, and we'll cut that whole long ribbon of content that's going between maybe two users when they're chatting to each other. And when you say, hey, I want the word foo, instead of coming back with that single thought that says the word foo, which is not going to be helpful for you, and what most of you do is you say, okay, well, I guess I need the whole thing because I don't know how to use the word foo, and you don't want that either. That's way too much content. So we broke that content up into what we think are conversation barriers. And so when you say, hey, give me the word foo, now you can tell us, collect the word foo in the method, but also collect the conversation around the word foo. And so when it comes back into the system, it looks like this. Now I can see this is a full Teams conversation. And if you notice, we still keep the individual parts. So each of those thoughts, the reason it was designed like that in Legacy was there's a lot of data there, right? It's who sent it, when it was sent, what the address of the item is. There's a lot of really rich data which we don't want to lose, but that shouldn't mean that you have to consume it at that level either. So that's why we were able to say, here's a chunk of conversation, and now you treat it like a regular document. You could tag this document. You could even redact this document. So if I thought, I do need to send this out, but there's some sensitive information in there, you can draw redaction boxes in there. I think I did that before already. So I say, okay, I don't want this to be out, so I'm going to draw another box, and it'll redact that content for you. And now when you do your export, you get a choice. You could say either redact the native, or sorry, send out the native, or send out a burned PDF with that redaction box in there. That way it's hidden from the user, and there's nothing they can do to kind of lift. All right, so I think we hit a lot of the bigger pieces. I want to make sure that we make some time because I'm really excited. We have a customer that is going to share their experience with Advanced eDiscovery with you folks. So I want to make sure we make time for that. There are a few other features that we kind of skimmed over just to make sure that we make that time. I invite you to, though, if you have any questions after, find me. Or we've got lots of really good videos that kind of walk you through the whole process. But there's a ton of resources that you can get to see the rest of the features. So I'm going to cut back to the deck. And invite you folks. Yeah.
All right, how about that demo? Pretty good. I think we're really excited about the work that IRAM and the broader team have done here, and we're really excited about how customers are responding. Quick introduction, I'm Nick Robinson. I'm with the Customer Experience Engineering team and the Security and Compliance product team. And one of the things that we're doing is putting together a set of adoption programs to help customers move forward with advanced compliance adoption. And we're super excited to have Charisma Starr from Exelon Corporation here with us today. And I wanted to take a minute just to introduce Charisma because not only is she the manager of legal discovery at Exelon, but she's also a well-known thought leader and spokesperson in the eDiscovery industry. So she has a great background of leading eDiscovery at Exelon. She's also founded, and she was the director of product management at a software company called Reveal Software. And she was also the leader for litigation support departments at a number of law firms, in addition to being on the speaking circuit. So really excited to have Charisma here to tell you a bit about her experience so far with advanced eDiscovery and have a little bit of a dialogue around that. So we just have a handful of questions that we're going to go through. So Charisma, thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about your role and at Exelon.
Sure. So Exelon is a Fortune 100 energy company. We generate and deliver and also trade energy. We operate in the US, so if you are from the US, you may know us as ComEd, PECO, Pepco, Delmarva, Constellation Energy, BG&E. We're a pretty big company. And my role is one of wearing a couple of different hats. I am the manager of legal technology, so I sit in legal, and I manage all of the matter management, the DMS, and all the legal tech. This also includes eDiscovery tech. And then my second hat, I am the eDiscovery operations manager. So I manage those processes and I provide oversight there. So one of the things that I focus a lot of attention on is our eDiscovery roadmap and ensuring that we remain in compliance while IT changes technologies on us.
That's awesome. So can you tell us a little bit about how Microsoft 365 is fitting into the technology landscape at Exelon, and especially for some of the eDiscovery requirements that you have?
Sure. So 365 is fundamental. It's where most of the data that we collect for eDiscovery sits. Things like the email, OneDrive data, also SharePoint, Yammer, and Teams. A few years ago, IT actually came to me and they asked, is it okay with legal if we move to Microsoft 365? And I knew at the time that there were some good and bad things that would come along with that. One thing that I was very, very excited about was the ability to preserve in place and manage the data in place. But one thing I was concerned about was the disruption to my current eDiscovery process. We were using on-premise tools at the time, and it's a big change when your data moves to the cloud. We were worried about speed and agility, also about new data sources. When you're in eDiscovery, you try to, especially in corporate, you try to remain ahead of any technology roadmap, so you know what data is going to be changing and coming your way, so that when you do need to put it on place in a legal hold or review, produce it, you can do that. I ended up partnering with Microsoft, partnering with various software companies and my own cloud and infrastructure organization to make sure that we built something, over the last few years that is viable and can maintain compliance.
I think one of the really impressive things about Exelon so far is the partnership that we've seen with legal and IT. I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about how that partnership has developed over time and how it's kind of served some of these outcomes that you're going for.
So it is fairly unusual, but I think it really started when IT came to me first and asked if we would take over managing legal hold for mailboxes. We sit in legal. There was an architect and someone in the messaging team that was at the time, clicking the box, putting all of the custodians on hold. I actually said yes, because I could kind of see the future, especially with what Microsoft was doing, that legal needed to play a bigger role there, both in collaborating with IT and helping make sure that we maintain compliance. And they were super excited because they thought that was really boring work they didn't want to do. Fast forward to today, that individual is our primary 365 architect, and we collaborate all the time. I bring him into my legal technology evaluations, and he helps make sure that as we implement new technologies that integrate with 365, that they function well.
So for the different use cases that you have at Exelon, like eDiscovery for litigation, internal investigations, and early case assessment, can you tell us a little bit about how this new solution that IRAM showed us today is fitting into kind of those different scenarios?
Sure. So something we did first, we actually implemented a legal hold tool that integrates with preservation in place. So we are, just something to know, we are using this tool to track all of our projects, preserve in place, and then any activities that we're doing. So we built that foundation first. Next, we focused on implementing a commonly known review tool in the cloud, and we also started using advanced eDiscovery. And the reason we did that is that we wanted to build something that was end-to-end and also familiar to the attorneys. The attorneys are very familiar with Relativity, so we implemented Relativity 1 to make sure that that part of what we were doing was maintained. We also liked the fact that they partnered with Microsoft and that they were in Azure, because we're starting to now move most of our evidence into the cloud. It's much cheaper. We're closer to where the original data sits, so there are a lot of efficiencies there. We were using an on-premise ECA tool, and we're starting to phase that out, and we're beginning to use advanced eDiscovery because it's so much faster. We no longer need to download data from the cloud, ingest it into this other tool or an eDiscovery partner tool. We can, as was demonstrated, just simply click some buttons and move the data along and start searching it and reviewing it much more quickly than before.
That's really great to hear. It's great to hear that you're able to apply this solution in a couple scenarios, even as you're planning for kind of the future. So that, to that end, if we fast forward 2 years, how do you see this kind of evolving in the technology landscape at Exelon?
So I'm not a big fan of moving data around. I want to do everything in place. So that's where I'm hoping the future sits. We do want to do all of our ECN investigations in advanced eDiscovery in the future. So we look forward to making that happen.
That's awesome. It's great to hear. So thank you, Charisma, for being here. We really appreciate it. As we get into Q&A, please feel free to address Charisma with questions as well. And I'll just hand it back to IRAM to wrap it up.
Thanks, folks. Yeah, so just to sum things up, am I on mic? You guys hear me okay? Okay, so just to wrap things up here, couple new features that we talked about. We're really excited about the features. We would really like for you guys to start using and testing this content or these features. If you have E5, please jump in there. Please use the system. Come back with features. Come talk to us about how your experience went. If you do not have E5, there's a trial that you can sign up for you to test the features. So we would appreciate for you guys to do that. Like I said, the engagement has been phenomenal. We're really excited about talking to you folks, but we would appreciate if that continues. And then we've got a ton of other resources that kind of help you out. So if you need documentation to kind of explain what it is that we built, why we built it, there's a lot out there that you could use. And also a quick shout out, we've got quite a few other compliance sessions that we're hosting here at the show. So please attend as many of these as you can. We've got some really rich content. Ignite is probably our favorite event to come to because we get to tell you all of these ideas and why we built it and what challenges we were going after. Really hard to do that in documentation. Much easier to do this up on a stage or talking to you face to face. So this has been phenomenal. So thank you. Thank you for making the time. I think we ran a little bit over, but really appreciate all the feedback and the engagement. Thanks, folks.